Hi, Michael Balesta here. Hope you had a safe and wonderful Labor Day weekend. It's time for Indians and Browns recaps as well as the upcoming schedule, thanks to the content from the MLB At Bat and NFL apps and websites. After a heartbreaking loss against the Kansas City Royals Sunday, the Cleveland Indians took out their frustrations on the Detroit Tigers on Tuesday. Hits by Carlos Santana and Yasiel Puig put the visiting team up 1-0. Jason Kipnis went deep to left center field for a 2-run homer. It gave Adam Plutko a lead to work with before delivering his first pitch of the game. Detroit did break through in the bottom of the second. Dewell Lugo doubled to left field. Ronnie Rodriguez brought him in on an RBI single to center, making it 3-1 Cleveland. Against Tigers starter Spencer Turnbull, the Indians got the run back in the top of the third. Santana earned his second hit of the game with an extra base hit. Puig and Franmil Reyes both were walked. With the bases loaded and one out, Mike Freeman delivered a sacrifice fly and Santana stepped on home plate. Detroit pitcher Nick Ramirez came in for Turnbull in the sixth. In the next inning, Cleveland provided more power from the bat of Reyes. His 33rd home run scored 3 to help put the game out of reach. Roberto Perez added a deep ball to plate 2 more. Francisco Lindor drove in Tyler Naquin with an RBI double, giving the Indians a 10-1 lead. Plutko gained his 6th victory, one in which he struck out 9 batters. Turnbull went to 3-13. Wednesday, Cleveland had to work much harder to add another win. Kipnis led off the second inning with a drive to right center field. His 15th got the scoring started. Aaron Civale was able to put up scoreless innings. In the fifth, he did not win the fight against Lugo, who tied the game at 1 with a home run. The Indians did not blink, responding in the next frame. Lindor's extra base hit put him in scoring position. Initially, he was ruled out at second base by being tagged, but replay said that he was safe. Greg Allen bunted the shortstop over to third. Santana then singled to the left side to restore Cleveland's lead. Detroit would not give up the fight. In the bottom of the sixth, John Hicks and Victor Reyes each got hits off of Civale with nobody out. It took a sacrifice fly by Willie Castro to score Hicks. Fortunately, Cleveland only conceded 1 run after Tyler Naquin caught a line drive by Rodriguez to end the inning. In the 8th inning, the Tigers sent Buck Farmer, their 3rd pitcher, to the mound. Lindor, in his 4th at-bat of the game, took him deep to center for home run number 24. More importantly, it gave the Indians a 3-2 advantage. Nick Goody pitched the bottom of the 8th. He settled down to get Hicks, Victor Reyes, and Gordon Beckham after giving up a single to Jordy Mercer. Cleveland added some insurance in the top of the 9th as Jason Kipnis led off the inning with a long ball to right center field. Franmil Reyes got a base hit, then was replaced by Oscar Mercado at first base. Mercado stole his 12th base of the year. Roberto Perez took ball 4 to create a first and second situation, but Yu Chang and Lindor both were retired. Brad Hand faced the minimum 3 batters to get his hands on save number 32. Civale went 7 innings to get his second win. Farmer went back to even at 5 up and 5 down. Thursday, the Indians were able to complete a sweep in Michigan, one in which Cleveland never trailed in any of the 3 games. Pitcher Mike Clevenger stepped up, giving up only 4 hits. He struck out 10 batters over 8 innings to get to 10-2. The team needed him on this day because it was a tight contest. The visitors broke through in the top of the 3rd. Francisco Lindor hit his 2nd home run of the series against Daniel Norris. It looked like Cleveland would add more in the 4th. After Chang hit a 2-out single, Mike Freeman did likewise. On the sequence, however, Victor Reyes started a relay to Willie Castro, who threw to Jake Rogers. The catcher was able to get Yu out, and the score remained 1-0. Detroit did create havoc back in the first as Castro hit a 1-out double, but Harold Castro and Ronnie Rodriguez were the final 2 outs of the frame. The Indians applied more pressure in the top of the 5th. Greg Allen swung at a base hit to left field, then stole second. Lindor and Mercado could not get the big hit in that situation. In the bottom of the 6th, Victor Reyes singled to the left side with 1 out, but Kevin Plawecki threw to Lindor at shortstop to tag Reyes, which halted the Tigers' threat. There was still only 1 run in the game until the 7th inning. Yu Chang led off against Drew Verhagen, who came in to pitch back in the 4th inning. The third baseman recorded a base hit, but would be out at second later after Mike Freeman reached first. Plawecki made it runners on first and third following his hit. Allen got hit by a pitch to fill the bases. It took a sac fly by Lindor to drive in Freeman. It was 2-0. Neither team created a serious threat the rest of the way. Hand got the final 3 outs for another save. Norris's record went to 3-11. Friday, Cleveland traveled to Florida for a 3-game series against the Tampa Bay Rays. It was not a pleasant experience for the Indians against a team fighting for one of the 2 wild card spots. The Indians put together a 2-out rally in the second inning. Roberto Perez and Tyler Naquin had back-to-back hits to create a second and third situation. Chang could not open the scoring. Shane Bieber and Austin Pruitt did not blink through 5 innings. In the bottom of the 6th, the Indians were handed some bad news. Naquin injured his knee, forcing him to leave the game. The game was decided in the bottom of the 7th. Austin Meadows and Travis Darnold started the half inning with base hits. Bieber struck out Ji-Man Choi, but Avisail Garcia's singled to left field scored Meadows. Adam Cimber exited the bullpen, got Joey Wendell to ground out. Then it was Jesus Aguilar hitting his 10th deep ball of the year to push the lead to 4-0. Cimber gave up a double to Willie Adames, then intentionally awarded Eric Sogard first base. Adam did get the third out by striking out Tommy Pham, but the damage was done. Cleveland could not put together much in their final 2 sets of at-bats as Bieber's 9 strikeouts were in vain. He went to 12-7. The win went to Oliver Drake to improve to 3-1. Saturday started out well as Mercado got a base knocked against Diego Castillo in the top of the first. It was followed by Carlos Santana's 31st home run and a 2-0 lead. Ji-Man Choi answered with a long drive of his own in the bottom of the second to cut the lead in half. In the visiting half of the third, Lindor hit a single off of Jalen Beeks. Santana picked up another extra base hit, but Francisco was out at home as Kevin Kiermaier threw to Joey Wendell, who found catcher Travis Darnold to apply the tag. It became the turning point of the game. Zach Plesac conceded a hit to Sogard, followed by a Pham 2-run drive to left field to give the Rays a 3-2 lead. Plesac was able to get out of trouble after Joey Wendell dropped double to start the bottom of the 5th. This came after Lindor grounded into a double play not long after Allen got aboard in Cleveland's half inning. The game really got away in the 6th and 7th. Plesac walked Darnold, which meant a pitching change. Tyler Clippard came in to strike out Choi, but Garcia struck his 18th home run to make the score 5-2. Yasiel Puig caught the second out off the bat of Kiermaier. Clippard then committed unforced errors by walking Matt Duffy and hitting Wendell, ending his outing. Hunter Wood was asked to clean up the mess, but Eric Sogard's hit to center made it a 4-run disparity. Wood stuck around for the next inning and gave up Tampa's 7th run to Darnold. Choi and Garcia reached, so Phil Matone was called to retrieve some outs. The game did not get any better. Kiermaier took ball 4, which loaded the bases. Matt Duffy grounded out to Carlos Santana, but the throw to home by the first baseman was offline to the catcher. 2 runs came in to make it 9-2. The Indians made the score more respectable in the 8th. Chang got on base, then Lindor took Ricardo Pinto deep for a 2-run deep ball. In the 9th, Jason Kipnis injured his hand, so he could not stay in the game. Thanks to hits from Mike Freeman, Franmil Reyes, and Greg Allen, it became a more manageable game at 9-6. Emilio Pagan was called into action in a save situation. He ended the game by retiring Chang and Lindor. Plesac was charged with the loss, and Beeks picked up his 6th win. Saturday, Cleveland could not put the brooms back in the closet because the Rays continued their hitting onslaught to the tune of 8 runs. Austin Meadows got the hitting started with a double. After Tommy Pham drew a walk, it looked like Adam Plutko might be able to wiggle out of trouble as Freeman caught Choi's line drive for the second out. Joey Wendell changed that thinking with an RBI single. Pham and Wendell had a double steal. The Indians kept the margin at 1 when Willie Adames flew out to Puig. Cleveland showed some signs of life in the second inning against Charlie Morton. Freeman and Reyes each got aboard to set the stage for Jake Bauers. His ground rule double tied the game with 1 out. With 2 in scoring position, Kevin Plawecki's flyout kept Franmil at third. Yu Chang struck out swinging to end the frame. In the bottom of the third, Plutko worked around a double by Meadows, but Morton got out of trouble himself in the top of the fourth. Freeman and Plawecki made it first and second with two away, but Chang lined out to right field. In the last of the fourth, things looked good as Adames was caught stealing second for the second out. Plutko lost Kevin Kiermaier, however, and the inning continued. Nate Lowe struck his sixth home run, putting the Rays up 3-1. Tampa added another run in the fifth, thanks to Travis d'Arnaud's double to score Sogard. Pham thought he scored on the same play, however, replay showed that Plawecki tagged him prior to touching home plate. Oliver Perez was the pitcher when this happened, but the run was charged to Adam Plutko. Mike Freeman led off the top of the sixth with a base hit, then advanced to second on Franmil Reyes' groundout. Neither Jake Bauers nor Kevin Plawecki could solve Holby Milner, who replaced Morton. The game remained a 3-run game until the last half of the seventh. It was really cool to learn on social media the support for Carlos Carrasco from the Rays fans. He was welcomed back to the mound after being diagnosed with leukemia earlier this year. He came on for James Hoyt as the fourth Cleveland pitcher. He recorded the first out by stepping on first on a ground ball by Eric Sogard. Carrasco then threw to Carlos Santana to get Meadows retired. Sadly, the third out came after back-to-back hits by Pham and d'Arnaud, which stretched the home team's lead to 5-1. The Indians showed some fight in the top of the eighth against Andrew Kittredge. Puig and Freeman both hit singles. Both Franmil Reyes and Bauers flew out, and Puig advanced to base each time to help get Cleveland's second run. Allen pinch hit for Plawecki and was given first base after being struck by the right-handed pitcher. With the tying run at the plate, Tampa went to Chaz Rowe. Chang grounded out and the opportunity carried over in a negative way. Dan Otero, after striking out Adames, gave up 5 straight hits. Mike Zunino, Eric Sogard, and Austin Meadows collected RBIs to push the margin to 8-2. Ricardo Pinto had a 1-2-3 inning to put the finishing touches on this game. Morton became a 14-game winner, and Plutko had an afternoon to forget. He went to 6-4. Monday, the Indians were back in familiar settings as they hosted the Chicago White Sox. In the first inning, Aaron Civale walked 2 batters but got out of trouble. In the last of the first, it was Ross Detweiler walking Francisco Lindor, Yasiel Puig, and Jordan Luplow. It set the stage for Franmil Reyes to make the left-handed pitcher pay for it. His triple cleared the bases. The score stayed 3-0 until the top of the third. Leary Garcia hit a double, then Tim Anderson and Jose Abreu had productive outs to help get Chicago on the scoreboard. Cleveland responded by putting more traffic on the bases. Mike Freeman's sacrifice fly got Reyes to the dish to make it 4-1. The run scoring continued in the fourth. Hits from Matt Skoll and Yolmer Sanchez trimmed the deficit in half. Puig responded with a double, and Jake Bauers struck his 12th home run to make it 6-2. The White Sox scratched out another run as Anderson had a leadoff double in the top of the fifth, then reached third on a Puig error. 2 batters later, Yoan Moncada hit a sacrifice fly for Chicago's third run. Cleveland answered in the sixth on Carlos Santana's 32nd long ball. The home team added 3 more in the seventh inning versus Manny Buñuelos. Yu Chang walked, which was followed by Freeman's extra base hit. Lindor then got Chang home. An Oscar Mercado sac fly made the score 9-3. Santana finished the scoring in the frame with an RBI single. In the eighth, Cleveland completed the scoring as Bauers and Reyes got aboard. John Osich came in to pitch and threw a wild pitch to move both runners up. After Kevin Plawecki struck out, Chang grounded out, effective enough to get the 11th run in for the Indians. Aaron Civale leveled his record to 3-3, and Ross Detweiler remained at 2 wins, losing his 5th game of the year. The Cleveland Indians are 80-58 entering play today. They have their hands full regarding their playoff hopes. The Minnesota Twins lead them in the American League Central by 5.5 games. In the wild card, the Rays' success over the weekend puts them ahead for top spot by half a game. The good news is Cleveland is in the second wild card spot, but their lead is just 1 on the Oakland Athletics. The Boston Red Sox are 5.5 back of the Indians, with the Texas Rangers 12.5 games outside the playoff zone. Tonight, Dylan Cease and Mike Clevenger are on the mound in the second game between the White Sox and Indians. Ivan Nova and Shane Bieber are the listed starting pitchers tomorrow. First pitch is at 6:10 Central Time for both of these games. Thursday's game starts at 12:10 between Ronaldo Lopez and Zach Plesac. The Indians fly to Minneapolis after that for a series that could either keep the division race alive for Cleveland, or if Minnesota is going to build another big lead and hide for good. Friday's fixture gets going at 7:10, then an hour earlier the next day. Sunday's tilt is after 1 o'clock. Another plane trip awaits as the Tribe play in Anaheim starting Monday night after 9 p.m. The Cleveland Browns concluded the preseason campaign with a 20-16 win to finish 3-1 for 2019. There was not a lot of offense to talk about in the first quarter. The Browns possessed the football first. Garrett Gilbert hit Rashard Higgins for a first down, but Dontrell Hilliard was stuffed on a 3rd and 2, forcing a punt by Jamie Gillen. Devaroe Lawrence sacked Tom Savage, and Daniel Akuale was in on the tackle of Mark Thompson to thwart a Detroit drive. The Browns were backed up after a special teams penalty. They picked up one first down like the previous possession. Higgins gained 8 on 3rd and 6, but 3 straight incompletions meant giving the ball back to the opposition. Eric Murray committed a penalty to give the Lions a first down at the Cleveland 42. The defense came up with a stop as Chad Thomas sacked Savage. On the third offensive series, Gilbert did find Braxton Miller for 15 yards to get the team out from the shadow of their own goal line. A holding penalty stalled the drive, and Detroit once again had good field position, but a big run by Thompson was canceled out due to a flag on the play. Late in the first quarter, Hilliard gained 8 yards on the ground on 2nd and 5 from the Browns' 21. Gilbert went to Seth DeValve twice on the next 3 plays. The first one was complete for a nice gain on first down, but on 3rd and 2, Garrett could not connect with him. Gillen's first 4 punts were at least 38 yards. The last punt really flipped the field, forcing Detroit to experience the long field. Another Lions drive ended before it started due to a holding penalty, so Cleveland got their best position of the day at their own 46-yard line. The offense fed Hilliard for 6 straight running plays. After picking up a 3rd and 2, he burst for 22 yards. After stalling in the red zone, Austin Seibert was good from 36 yards to give the home team a 3-0 lead with 6 minutes elapsed in the second quarter. Ray Armstrong sacked Savage on the next series, but the Browns were backed up on the next drive. Dontrell Hilliard got more touches to get the team out to their own 25. Things went backwards as Travis Vornekal got penalized to negate a Braxton Miller reception. Vornekal was tackled for a 7-yard loss. Then Gilbert picked up a delay of game. Travis held in the end zone, meaning a safety was awarded to the Lions. The Cleveland defense gave up 1 first down, but helped get their offense back on the field to redeem themselves. Garrett Gilbert found Derek Willis for 36 yards after getting a rhythm by completing a pass to Ishmael Hyman for 11. Willis caught another pass for 10, then Gilbert ran for a first down. A defensive penalty set up 1st and goal. From there, Hilliard was on the receiving end of a 7-yard touchdown in the final half minute of the first half. The Browns took a 10-2 lead at halftime. The second half opened with the defense allowing 1 first down, but then tightened up. Things went bad again as David Blau got sacked and then threw a pick 2 plays later to Jonathan Alston while looking for Hyman as the intended target. Detroit cashed in on the turnover, where Robert Jackson was caught for defensive pass interference, setting up Josh Johnson's 1-yard touchdown to make it a 10-9 game. Blau tried to go deep to Willis, but Jamar Summers intercepted him on 3rd and 8. On the ensuing possession, Josh Johnson passed to Mark Thompson on 3rd and 16. Thankfully, Taiji Sanko was in position to stop him 1 yard short, and Cleveland was not punished for their mistake. The Browns gained 2 first downs, 1 by air to Hyman and 1 by penalty. Gillen punted the ball inside the Detroit 20. The Lions moved the ball before having to settle for a field goal early in the fourth quarter. Ryan Santoso was wide left from 51 yards, giving the home team great field position. On 3rd and 8 from the Cleveland 43, Blau passed to Hyman for 15. 2 plays later, the duo struck for 16. From the Lions 26, Trayon Gray helped create another goal-to-go situation. He would pound the ball in on the 3rd time of asking. Siebert's conversion made it 17-9 with under 9.5 minutes left in regulation. A holding penalty on Detroit derailed their next offensive series. Cleveland was back on the move with under 7 minutes left. Damon Sheehy-Giuseppe advanced the ball on second and long close to midfield. Steven Carlson provided another fresh set of downs inside the 40. The Browns challenged a pass interference penalty unsuccessfully, but they inched closer. Blau went to Dorian Baker for 11. Hyman came up short of the line to gain, meaning it was time for Siebert to make his second field goal attempt. This one came from 33 with just over 3 minutes left. The Lions struck quickly, aided by a 52-yard pass play from Johnson to Travis Fulgham. Isaac Nauta hauled in a 20-yard touchdown, and the extra point by Santuzo cut the lead to 4. Gray could not pick up a first down on 3 straight carries, but the clock did go inside a minute. Anthony Stubbs sacked Josh Johnson on 4th down on the final play of the game, and the exhibition games were complete. The Cleveland Browns host the Tennessee Titans this Sunday in Week 1. The North Texas Browns backers will meet at noon Central Time at Red Rock Bar and Grill on the southeast corner of Midway and Frankford. Be sure to come early to find a table to sit at. Please check out the Facebook group North Texas Browns Backers page and hit the like button for the latest updates there. The text of this blog is available at http://www.mjbalesta2, as in the number 2, blog.wordpress.com. I'm on Twitter at mjbalesta2, on Facebook at Michael Balesta, and on Instagram at mjbalesta2. Archived videos on YouTube can be found by searching Michael Balesta, Roman numeral 2. If you could, I would love your feedback on the comments section, and if you like what you see, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. Thank you so much, and may you have a great day, and thank you for watching. God bless you.